Finally, an origin story that starts with Betty Gilpin and ends with the undead eating Vienna sausage. On tonight's KURT'S Widow's Bay Blurbs. What up, lunatics? Kurt Money here with my thoughts on episodes 6 and 7 of Widow's Bay. A 2-ep drop that I wholeheartedly support. Let the blurbs begin. Blurb number 1, Double Dip Delight. This is the rare combo that I think works best when viewed together. And that's because episode 6 is entirely a flashback to the beginning of time of our story, and it's starring a known name, similar to what the Gemstones did to open up their final season with the Bradley Cooper ep as the OG Gemstone.
Damn, so we're just all gonna die.
I'm afraid so, son.
So they're doing that here, and boy, do we get some answers. The biggest one, we get a look at the town's creator, Richard Warren. Now, I said town's creator, that sounds pretty highfalutin. Wait till you hear what he calls himself. So we get a look at him and at his wife, Sara. Well, she's the most recent wife, because they all keep dying on him.
She killed my mother.
This one is played by the always amazing Betty Gilpin. I've loved her since Glow, and anytime she pops up, she brings it. She was also great in The Hunt, the last movie I saw in the Dome before COVID ruined everything. But she crushes it here as this poor soul, forced to move to an island for an arranged marriage that is not a marriage at all. She is a babysitter for hire for these 5 kids. That is her only function here. And that's the surprise that she gets after the wedding. She didn't know she was going to be a mom to 5 kids suddenly.
Children, your new mother.
And also be responsible for them from here on out. There's a point later where he's trying to leave and they're like, well, what about your kids? And she's like, okay, I just met them, all right?
Consider the welfare of your children.
My children, I have but just met them.
Yeah, so the kids were surprised, but I feel like she knew this was going to suck way earlier. The way the priest is talking about the vows and how he wrote them specifically.
They are unique. Unique?
And not just his, but hers too. She says I do. She thinks that says, oh, no, sorry. Her future husband here has written a few more things for her to agree to. You know, like being a handmaiden to the Lord Island creator. Who cares? What's the big deal?
You will agree to serve him as the Reeve Prime of the colony, the handmaiden to the Lord Island Protector.
Betty Gilpin is so good at playing the silent horror and realization of your life sucks and there's nothing you can do about it right now in this instant, and you better put a good face on, all right? You better put a good face on and get through this. She's really, really good at that. Honestly, it reminds me of a vibe I get from Kate O'Flynn, aka Patricia, of course. I remember in her AV Club interview, she was talking about how she loves Patricia because she never gives up. She's gutsy, and she's always going to try, even though she's going to be wrong a lot. But damn it, she's trying.
I'll give you 2 your privacy.
I love that about Patricia, and I feel like Sara has that vibe too, because she's going to be put through the ringer this ep, okay? A murderous husband, being forced to drink poison, and forced to create what I assume is the sea hag from 103, right? That's what this lady is when she gets knocked in the water. That feels like a sea hag to me. There's a few jokes in here about how disgustingly old and decrepit Sara is.
Thought my time for marriage had passed. I had resigned myself to the lot of a spinster.
It's a rare blessing to marry at such an age.
Which is already hilarious because that's Betty Gilpin in there. Smoke show supreme. But it's also hilarious because I think she's 13. Isn't that what this means? 10 and 4 almost?
I am but 4 and 10 years almost. Allow me to wither at my father's attic.
Sara.
That's 13 to me, man. So is that just a funny, ridiculous joke? Or is it somehow tied to how Shep was 37 and Patty's 28? I don't know. Blurb number 2, Paddy Wagon Patrol. I want to talk more about Patricia, surprise, surprise, and how she is like super gutsy and never giving up. Because that is so true. And in Ep 7, she shows it again where she is instantly willing to jump to the rescue. She is like, don't worry, fellas, I got this.
Hold on. Tom, I got this.
I got the sheriff. Don't worry about this. And then her plan is, crazy Patricia, got my keys. Okay, turn around.
Well, Patricia strikes again. Lost my keys, found my keys. Great to see you. Have a good night.
And then she flips out because he doesn't. And her only answer is to freaking steal his car. Oh my God, I was dying here. And you watching Tom was like, you know, Tom had zero faith in Patty as is. And this just confirms it. But like Kate O'Flynn said, she never gives up, okay? And she did solve the problem. She's ready to go to jail, so Tom and Wick can handle the 300-year-old zombie. Oh, snap. Did I not mention the undead are in episode 7? Oh, they are. Blurb number 3, the Lord Island Protector, a.k.a. Richard Warren, a.k.a. the guy responsible for Widow's Bay. Whether that be a good or a bad thing is up to you.
If I had refused, none of you would be here.
Maybe that would have been better.
portrayed by Hamish Linklater, a dude I know most from New Adventures of Old Christine back in the day.
I think you're really gonna like it. I may be wrong.
He's famous for other stuff. And also, it's funny, he played like a priest on a secret hidden island in a Mike Flanagan Netflix joint, I think. It's called Midnight Mass or Midnight Communion. I think it's called Midnight Mass. Anyway, it's funny. He's kind of the same thing here. He's definitely in charge of everybody, but in Widow's Bay, he's doing the devil's bidding or a demon's bidding. It's still up in the air what exactly approached him. But Ep 7 makes it clear that Tom also saw this thing.
I think it spoke to me.
But more on that later. Hamish was cracking me up tonight. He's funny in episode 6, but that's him in his element, 1706 era, so he's like a crabby dud.
Have you an errand that requires my company
No, I've work that needs doing.
on our wedding night?
Burdens of leadership ride my shoulders by day and by dark. See them all laid down to their rest.
But 300 years later, bring him up and he's kind of funny because he has this hilarious deep-ass voice.
No, f*** you.
Me?
Yes, I said f*** you.
You.
Fuck me.
And also resembles a mix between like maybe David Harbour plus Will Ferrell or something. This is the second time this year I've watched a show that had like a super deep voice play for laughs. I saw it in Fallout when Thaddeus is in the super suit and he's like trying to psych himself up. Also a hilarious moment where this deep voice is saying weird stuff like, "You got this.
You belong here.
You can do it." Or, "Hey man, hey, f*** you." Blurb number 4, just the facts, ma'am. Here's what we know. The mushroom guy is Richard Warren. He ate those shrooms for sustenance because he was starving, but he got a date with a demon instead, and he wore something around his neck that will solve the hex on him. I think he signed away his soul for the town to thrive or something. He thinks wearing this thing around his neck is going to save him somehow. It does not. I mean, he is successfully buried alive for 3 centuries.
It's smoking! Throw the mushrooms!
Either way, the important thing is this was forged in blood, sweat, and tears. Okay, well, I got one of them right.
I signed that pact with my own blood, feces, and semen.
Feces and semen. Oh my God. So is that what we see on his hand in Ep 6? I see blood. I see potentially feces. And there's a glimmer on there that might be seen, but I don't know. Let's stop talking about it. But oh my God, it killed me. And then Tom is like holding it too. And he's like, put this down. But let's talk about this burial scene one more time. Blurb number 5. Being buried alive is so in. Sara and the townsfolk failed at killing Richard on their own.
Richard is alive!
Yes, we noted that with some distress.
So now after his own son conks him a good one, they bury him alive. I was reading reviews of a recent Euphoria ep, a show I've never watched. I tried the pilot once, it wasn't for me. But I read reviews about this season just to witness the train wreck. And they also did a buried alive plot. And just a week ago, I watched the whole Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair, which has perhaps the most famous buried alive scene of all time, with Beatrix Kiddo in there and having to do the punch of the... Or wait. Here we go. Wait. Oh God, please never bury me alive. So that's 3 buried alive scenes. Now, technically, one of them happened over 20 years ago, but Euphoria and Widow's Bay both did it within a week or 2 of each other, and I find it interesting. All right. Blurb number 6, plot point belly laughs. One of Widow's Bay's many strengths is having a hysterical joke that doubles as plot progression. And you don't even know it. A good example is how Tom finds out in Ep 7 just what he's dealing with. AKA, an undead corpse and stuff. When he walks in there to see Patty and Wick, and Patty's trembling, she's terrified, okay? A good example is how Tom finds out that they exhumed the body. Now, that's a fact we already know going into this. So we're one step ahead of Tom. But the next few things we find out we did not know. And it's equally as shocking to us that A, the coffin's behind us. It's right here, you can look at it.
You dug up the founder's corpse.
It's over there.
And B, don't worry, it's empty. The body's upstairs waiting to talk to you, so skedaddle.
What?
Richard Warren is in that room.
He's waiting for you.
That killed me. And what else killed me is that Patty gives Tom a notepad because he thinks that this dude can only write. He can't talk. He thinks that. He's going to find out the opposite soon. It's going to startle him, and it's going to be funny as hell.
Oh, I forgot about that.
But anyway, back to this notepad. He opens it up, first page. Hello, I am Patricia. Second page. Are you mad at something I said? Is that what she was going to ask this undead dude? Really? Was this her backup if Tom didn't show up? She was going to take the reins and ask Kurt Hughes. And it was going to be, are you mad at me? And honestly, later when she's in the car with the sheriff and telling him, come and clean about all the crazy things that are happening, we hear the end of her explanation, and it's her telling that story again about how she was supposed to be a victim of the boogeyman.
And maybe that's what would have happened to me. I would have just been another horrible incident in our history.
God, and I hate to say it, but does this mean that dud lady that I hate so much, was she right? Patricia loves to make things about her. I don't know. I mean...
Oh, here we go.
But guess what, dud? Even if that is the case, I don't care. Because I am behind the wheel of the paddy wagon, as discussed. The more paddy, the better, I always say.
It might be fine tomorrow.
That sounds promising.
Another good example of exposition hidden in hilarity is at the end of Ep 7 when they're on the boat, and Tom and Wick are butting heads for like the billionth time.
What is that?
The island playing game.
Richard Warren wants out of his coffin, Tom says, and Wick is beyond pissed yet again at Tom for just existing. He takes this as another opportunity to be like, how are you alive today?
I will never understand how the f*** you got your job.
I saw a comment on my last review that was like, Wick is Tom's father. I don't think that's true. I mean, that would be a shock for sure. If there's a reveal to be had of how Tom and Wick know each other, I would argue it would make more sense if Wick was like the father of his dead wife. Doesn't that make a hell of a lot more sense now when you think about how mean Wick is to him?
It's dangerous enough out there at sea, at night, let alone sailing with weak men. And no, I'm not talking about him. That's how I know you're not a leader, because you've always been a goddamn coward.
We could be the next Bar Harbor.
Ooh. That's because he's his former son-in-law, who I assume insisted on taking his sick daughter to a mainland doctor, and then she died when she crossed the buoy.
Says who?
All right, but back to the boat example. Wick all of a sudden gets dead serious, okay? And it's monologue time. He's doing his best Quint here.
When he comes at you, doesn't seem to be living until he bites you. And those black eyes roll over white, and then...
We got the old rickety boat, sharing war stories to bond with our fellow man. And Stephen Root delivers an excellent monologue about being a kid with his best bud and his best bud's sister, who was Jerry. Hello. We know they dated later from last ep. They were out in the boat and they were attacked maybe by a giant octopus. And he's got this story where he had to kick off his friend so he could survive.
Kicked him off me.
Wick, that wasn't your fault.
And Wick's like, you idiot. The only reason why I told you that is to somehow implore you to not let that dude out of his coffin. And then we cut to Tom. And he's like, ooh. What if I already did?
I already let him out.
And then Wick swears at him and Tom's like, yeah, all right. You got me there.
God damn you to hell.
Yep. Yeah.
I was feeling for Tom for a bit, but now I'm kind of like, maybe Wick's right about you, dude. Ooh. We get that great reveal where Wick peeks up and he sees him sitting there. God, I loved him kicking it here at the table and beating on the table and being like, hey, Wick, you know this one. Come on, man. He's singing.
Who will be the last man? You know that one, Wick.
Here, Tom finally gets to save the day. He gets a victory because not only does he save Wick by hilariously kicking him off of him into the water, which is exactly what Wick described happened to him as a kid, but this time it saves him. This was cool as hell. I was for real stressing, oh my God, the light's on. There's the buoy. Let's go. Come on. Super smart move by Tom to kick him in the water and then, fly over there so he turns into bones. After that unbelievably fulfilling climax, Widow's Bay pulls that move that first made me fall in love with the show, which is where we have the wild climax and then something else totally dope happens after it. And the example of that here is this zoom in on this painting. Now I see them zoom in on this painting. My first thought is, oh snap, gotta go back to the clown app. Check out that painting. And I do, and I'm like, wait, but they're the same. But then I take a closer look, and then a little bit closer. And now there's a new addition to the painting. The kid's still drowning, but now we see a hand and an oar over here. About to help him out. Okay, so now we're changing things. Is that going to be Betty Gilpin over there?
Who knows?
Whoa, easy there, cowboy. Future Kurt here, the one editing this video. And upon a second glance, and a third and a fourth, I think these paintings might still be exactly the same.
Kid next door is a meatball.
And current Kurt is P-dumb. It's just one episode the exposure was brighter or something. So maybe disregard what this dummy's talking about, current Kurt, and I'll be back at the end for one more update. Look, either way, I love me an evolving painting. My favorite version of this is in the pilot episode of Night Gallery, starring Kurt Cave rock star Roddy McDowall. Love this dude.
Haven't you got eyes? Can't you see? Now that has been altered.
We see it progress in the painting, and eventually he's in the painting. He's the dead guy. And hey, now Richard Warren's dead. Mission accomplished, right?
No.
Don't say I didn't warn you. Give me this tee. I want this t-shirt now. And you know what? According to the man himself, as soon as he dies, the curse will be lifted from the island. Now, there's no way that's going to be true because we still got 3 eps left. But also, Tom ate the shrooms and was approached by a demon, okay? And even though he didn't walk along with him, so maybe Tom isn't cursed to live forever, but I feel like the curse still exists because he ate those mushrooms and the demon approached him.
I felt a presence. I did. I don't know what it is, and I don't know what it wants.
There's something here where it's like Tom is now the new Lord Island protector, so to speak. That's why the curse still stands, so job not done yet. And my job will never be done until every person on the planet has watched The Burbs.
The Burbs.
So get on that after you're done watching these apps. Also, shout out to Apple TV who reached out via my website, and I am now a proud creator member of Apple TV First Bite, which means they sent me every episode of Widow's Bay, except for the finale. So I'm sitting on episodes 1 through 9 right now. That's pretty sweet. I'm pretty stoked.
Good, honey.
I haven't watched eps 8 and 9 yet. That's my gift to myself for finishing this video. So, Future Kurt, what say you? We got more bangers ahead with eps 8 and 9, or? Yeah. They're bangers. All right, that's what I like to hear, I assume. So this is cool for me, I get to watch the eps earlier. But also it's cool for you, lunatics, because this means that now for the remaining Widow's Bay episodes, except for the finale, my blurbs on it will be dropping the morning after. So that means Wednesday morning, after the Tuesday night drop, boom, blurbs are going to be ready. No more this Friday night or Saturday, I don't know when it is, blah, blah, blah. No. When you wake up on Wednesday, there's going to be a brand new Widow's Bay blurbs waiting for you. To Bitbo.